One.
Good afternoon, countrymen and women and the youth of our beloved country, Zambia. We thank you for joining us, coming live from Mombasa, Kenya, wherein we are on duty here attending the Africa Public Relations Association Conference. Technology allows us to interact with the nation, particularly at important, crucial moments such as this, when the nation is undergoing one of its most difficult moments, the loss of its 60th president, President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, who passed on last Thursday, 5th June 2025. Let me join His Excellency President Hakainde Hichilema, who, like many Zambians, have offered their condolences to the family of the late former president and also to the Patriotic Front, the political party to which he led as leader, and also through that platform as president for the Republic of Zambia, and to the entire grieving Zambian nation. As the nation will recall, once this suddening passing on of former president Edgar Chagwa Lungu was made known to the nation, a dark cloud of somberness, of solemnity hovered across the country, and the whole country was engulfed in a mood of sorrow and sadness following that unexpected and unplanned demise of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, especially given the fact that we had been reminded constantly as a nation by his political allies that he was fine and doing extremely well in terms of his bill of health. So the announcement of his untimely death came as a shocking moment to many, many Zambians who did not anticipate it, given that a good bill of health had been announced. I would like to indicate here that that sort of mood hovered over the whole country until certain allegations from some of our colleagues, the leadership of the Patriotic Front, began to take center stage in terms of national debate. And at this point, let me point out that a number of things have been said, good and also assertions of things that should be said to be bad, by Zambians at like and non-Zambians, those who had an affiliation one way or the other with the late President Edgar Lungu. And at the height of these many comments, some citizens of our country have expressed concern that they are not receiving sufficient correspondences or information and or communication from us, the government, in order to keep them in the know of what is happening around how we move about to bring to the country the remains of the former president and give them a decent final resting place. I would like to indicate here that government's steady approach in not indulging so much of communications has been as a result of recognition that this is a heavy blow to the family, particularly to the Patriotic Front as a political grouping, and to the nation at large, those to whom President Edgar Chagwa Lungu served as a president for all. And therefore, the government of the Republic of Zambia decided to be cautious in their approach of how they engage in communication relating to these issues, given that we are dealing with a former president, and therefore two main things had to be done. Number one, to ensure that the right protocols are followed. That is to say, the right officers announced what had to follow following the announcement of the death. And secondly, and most importantly, that government engaged with the family, given that at this particular moment, like any other before, the late president was a family man, and in line with our traditions and norms and culture as Zambians and as Africans, regardless of what position you held in society, when you pass on, your family takes preeminence in terms of the decisions made as to how your remains are to be placed for the final resting place. So the government decided to engage actively with the family to ensure that government protocols and actions to be taken should be in line and in sync with those that the family were willing and ready to work with, so that we give the late president a befitting and dignified send-off, that which is akin to us being Zambians as a people, that yes, we could differ on political divergent views, but when a moment of calamity and loss such as this one that has been occasioned upon the country takes place, we put aside all our political differences and band together in unity to oversee this period of difficulty and help the grieving family easily get over this particular difficult moment. Let me therefore indicate that with that in mind, we as government have been very hesitant to make too many comments. But as things stand now, we have come to a space where too many allegations have been made, particularly by some leaders in the Patriotic Front, to which we owe a response and owe an explanation to the people of Zambia and the world at large before unsuspecting global citizens get to be misinformed about the reality of what and is transpiring relating to the passing on of President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. We have heard allegations as follows. One, that former President Edgar Lungu would not have died if he were not delayed in terms of evacuation for medical attention abroad. Number two, that former President Edgar Lungu was under a travel ban in this country, Zambia. Number three, that former President Lungu died as an abused man by the state. Number four, that former President Edgar Lungu had all his entitlements lifted by the state in their quest to persecute him. And we wish also to indicate that we have heard recently statements that are worrisome and alarming in nature to the nation. An allegation that President Edgar Lungu died out of a possible poisoning, and that is the reason why the government of the Republic of Zambia has declared 7 days national mourning, so that within that period a burial can be rushed in order to cover up for this allegation of a possible poisoning. We've also heard a very disturbing allegation that Zambian government agents stormed the hospital where President Lungu was receiving medical attention and finally passed on, and that is where his remains are kept, demanding to repatriate those remains, threatening the medical staff at that hospital. Now, it is these allegations that have left us with no option and compelled us to begin to respond to our colleagues in the Patriotic Front, because we have seen that whereas the family and some members in the Patriotic Front and the rest of the country are treating this as a funeral, and indeed one which is currently subsisting as national mourning, a few colleagues in the Patriotic Front, privileged to lead and to be heard as leaders of the Patriotic Front, are turning this to be a political opportunity where they want to use this sudden loss of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu as a political springboard in order for them to gain political relevance to the support base of the Patriotic Front and also to some unsuspecting citizens. We would like to indicate that it is regrettable that some leaders in the Patriotic Front are turning this funeral into a political fiesta where they want it to be a platform for political squabbles, finger-pointing, mudslinging, and allegations of every description that the political arena can provide. We want to indicate that we, as government, are very hesitant to engage them into a political seesaw of finger-pointing, of accusatory nature, accusing one another of this and that, of wrongdoing, of having done or not done one or the other thing, is now not the right thing to do. All responsible leaders presently are called to provide leadership to the country in line with our established norms and practices as a Christian nation, and also as a country firmly entrenched in customs and traditions that respect humanity, Ubuntu. That at a moment like this, no one should take pride to use it as a moment to gain cheap political mileage for their private political advantage. Let me therefore, before I earnestly respond to these allegations one by one, give a brief background of similar instances that the country has witnessed before, where former presidents and or political leaders have died in this country, and see what Zambians, what family, and what political parties have done as a way or reason for us to see whether it is necessary to deviate from established precedents. The nation will know that a number of our political leaders, including presidents, have died before. And I'll cite a few examples. We do recall that Zambia's founding president, Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, died a few months before the general elections of 2021. And the death of Dr. Kenneth Kaunda, a few months before the general elections, brought the nation together. Vicious campaigns against one another as political players were set aside because Dr. Kenneth Kaunda was revered as a man of peace, and therefore, in his death, peace had to reign supreme. And we will recall that the family of Dr. Kaunda had requested that he be buried at a private place at a farm, that was his and their wish as a family. We all know that through engagement with government, consensus was arrived at and reached that in national or public interests, it was expedient and necessary to bury the late president at the Embassy Park, a designated place of burial for former and or serving presidents. And that matter was resolved without any acrimony whatsoever. We also recall that later, somewhere in 2022, if my memory serves me right, former President Rupiah Banda passed on. And former President Rupiah Banda, just like former President Kenneth Kaunda, was buried at Embassy Park without any acrimony, no arguments, no chaos whatsoever as former president. Yet, he had a family. Yet, he had political standing to which he had political followers who revered his legacy. He was buried peacefully. We also remember that a few months ago, the president of the Forum for Democracy and Development, FDD, Madam Edith Nawakwi, who served this country in various ministerial capacities, passed on. And her remains were repatriated from South Africa to Zambia with the collaboration of family and the government, and she was peaceably put to rest with family, the FDD as a party, and government working in harmony with the rest of the country in keeping the tradition of respecting the dead. That when somebody has died, it is a duty of those who have remained to ensure that they honor a good memory of the departed. We also recall as a nation that a few months before 2006 elections, the UPND leader or president, Mr. Anderson Kambela Mazoka, passed on, and amidst all sorts of speculations as to the cause of his death, the government then decided to honor the opposition leader with a state funeral. And despite the speculations and permutations that had polluted the political arena of the nation, once government had indicated that Mr. Mazoka would be entitled to a state funeral, the family of the late President Mazoka, and also his political party, the UPND, and its leadership and membership at that time agreed in totality for the state to take over. And the state buried Mr. Mazoka, the first today, according to what I know, the first and last opposition leader who had not served in government to be accorded a state funeral. And he was buried with honors of the state by the military. There was no acrimony. There was no disagreement. There was no name calling. There was no hate speech. There was no divisive language. That was done, and the nation came together once more and forged an alliance of peace and unity. And we moved on as a party, UPND, and that is why today the UPND, with that consistency, is in government. Those are some of the reminders of where we have come from as a people. We've also had serving presidents who have died in office. President Mwanawasa, President Michael Sata, they were buried, peacefully. We also recall that the first president under the reintroduced multi-party democracy, the late President Dr. Frederick Chiluba, when he passed on, he was equally mourned by all Zambians in a dignified, and befitting manner of somebody who had served as president of Zambia. And that at any of these given moments when we've lost or had lost our leaders, it was a moment of national convergence towards unity, towards peace, towards reconciliation, towards a reminder that we are one people. We as government hold the view that the late President Edgar Chagwa Lungu is one of those who holds firmly that position that his demise should not divide or should not be used by some to divide the nation, rather to unite the nation, because he was a president for all the people of Zambia. Let me now come to the specific allegations quickly. I would like to place on record and dismiss the allegation that President Edgar Chagwa Lungu would not have died had he not been delayed for medical attention. It is important to note that, like the Secretary General of the Patriotic Front indicated to the international media, that former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu had a condition for many years. That is the information which, as government, would like to treat as information credible, in line with what we have heard, now leading to the death of the former president. It is an absurdity, though, that our dear colleagues in the Patriotic Front can admit that the former president was having a medical condition for a while, yet when the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Information and Media, Tabo Kawana, sought to indicate to the nation that he was aware that the former president had a condition and that he was undergoing chemotherapy, one of their number took out legal process against Mr. Kawana, demanding 6 billion kwacha, saying that he had unnecessarily invest or intrusion upon the privacy of the former president, and that was causing trauma to the family. How again it turns out that a late evacuation is alleged to have been a result of death of a person they consistently told the nation that was doing fine is recipe for citizens to decipher the type of leadership we are dealing with presently. I also want to place on record that at no time did the government of the Republic of Zambia place a travel moratorium or ban on former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. At no time. And let me add on to say, we have heard startling submissions and assertions by a lawyer of the Patriotic Front, former Minister of Eastern Province, Makebi Zulu. We have also heard this from the leaders of the Patriotic Front, such as Raphael Nakachinda and others, alleging that at the time of his death, President Edgar Chagwa Lungu had all his entitlements lifted by the current government. Let me correct that misinformation to say that at no time did the government of the Republic of Zambia withdraw any entitlements that were properly accruing to former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu as former President of the Republic of Zambia. I would like to indicate that the purported withdrawn entitlements are actually in accordance with the law, pursuant to the Benefits of Former Presidents Act, Chapter 15 of the laws of Zambia, and particularly referencing Section 5, which stipulates that a former president who retires from active politics and decides to come back to active politics will have their benefits accruing to them as former head of the Republic of Zambia be forfeited, that is to say, withdrawn, because they have gone back to active politics. And active politics is defined at law as being involved in seeking and or having an elective political office in the Republic of Zambia. So, when former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu decided to retire from active politics, he put in writing a communication to the Secretary to Cabinet indicating that particular move. And from that date, therefore, the benefits and entitlements that the law confers to him were actually given to him. That is to say, security, motor vehicle, housing, an annual travel for holiday to any destination around the world, an office space as former president of the Republic, with the attendant supporting staff for that office to function for the benefit of the citizens. All that former President Edgar Lungu enjoyed until the time he decided to go back to active politics at the insistence of some of his supporters within the Patriotic Front, that he comes to render leadership to them, because at that particular time it was self-evident that they had run out of a leadership that could stand as a beacon for the followership of the party. It is at that time that the law kicked in to withdraw those entitlements that the law confers to a former president. And by the way, this law is as old as 1993. This is not a law which was enacted just a few months or a few years ago. It is a law which was enacted a long time ago under the MMD administration. And therefore, it has been in existence throughout the tenure of MMD, throughout the tenure of Patriotic Front, and as and when necessary, it has been put to use like it has for the particular case of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. Therefore, it is grossly unfortunate to have leaders who can lie straight with, misinformation, right with a straight face, telling the whole world about government withdrawing entitlements to a former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, lying straight through their teeth. We think that all patriotic leaders in Zambia, all patriotic political leaders, regardless of political affiliation, we must have the modicum of decency to tell the truth, particularly in trying moments such as this one, when we have a grieving family and a grieving and mourning nation. It's absolutely important. We cannot and should not allow political expedience take precedence to national integrity and the way we have governed ourselves, trying to turn country into a political laughingstock of citizens who do not know how to handle a funeral of a former president. Yet, this is calculated political machinations meant to attain cheap political mileage for a few. Let me proceed to indicate in that line of entitlements being withdrawn, purportedly, that the presidential immunity which the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia confers upon a former president continued to subsist upon former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu to his death. Former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, therefore, is the first former president of Zambia, alive then, who has had his immunity not tempered. He is the first former president to have his immunity not lifted. And inversely, President Hakainde Hichilema is the first president, serving president of Zambia, not to lift the immunity or remove the presidential immunity of his predecessor. We all know what happened after President Kaunda left office, that President Chiluba took over, and we all remember how the Constitution was amended, and we also remember issues to do with house arrest of former President Kaunda. We also remember that when former President Mwanawasa took over, the immunity of former President Chiluba was lifted. We also remember that when the Patriotic Front took over office, the immunity of former President Rupia Banda was lifted. So, President Lungu, as former president, holds an unprecedented record in the political life history of our country to be the first to have his immunity not removed or lifted by his successor, despite a lot of calls by many citizens to have that immunity lifted in order to inquire on a number of things that for today we can say are in public domain, for which some citizens had required accountability. So when a leader of the Patriotic Front goes to face the international or local media to misinform the world that all the entitlements of the former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu were taken away from them, it is an unfortunate occurrence, and it is denting not just the image of our political discourse in the country, but also our international reputation. President HH has worked extremely hard to resuscitate the international standing of this country, that today no one should find pride in damaging the good international standing that Zambia currently occupies for the benefit of all our citizens. Let me indicate here that the allegation of possible poisoning without prejudice to possible findings has got nothing to do whatsoever with the government of the Republic of Zambia, because the government of the Republic of Zambia, firstly, is led by a Christian, and secondly, President HH holds and held no grudge whatsoever against the former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. The nation will recall how on his first acceptance victory speech, contrary to many people's expectations, the president became the #1 proponent of peace and unity and forgiveness in this country, and ordered all UPND supporters that none of them was allowed to exact revenge and or commit acts of violence in the name of the party, and that if anybody did that, they were on their own. That is the peace we are enjoying today in the country. It is on the basis of a president who is forgiving. Today the 9th of June 2025 is by some citizens referred to as Treason Day, because this is a date in 2017 when President HH was taken in for a treason charge at Mukobeko and was there for 4 months without any probable cause, together with 16 other such arrests. And once President HH took over office, many, including those in the opposition, were thinking that it is payback time. He has not done so. So how could somebody who has demonstrated such magnanimity be the one now to be a victim of all sorts of allegations and accusations, including allegations of poisoning former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu? I want to place on record that there is also attendant to this allegation an allegation that Zambian authorities and or agents stormed the medical facility in South Africa, demanding to repatriate the body of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. That such an occurrence, if it took place, is unknown to government and had no government blessings, and that government at no time did the government of the Republic of Zambia send agents to go and forcibly try and retrieve the remains of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. We therefore, as government, find these renewed and shifting allegations not just alarming and called for, but worrisome and intended, in our view, to whip the emotions of the support base of the Patriotic Front membership in order to justify the defiance for which their leaders are calling for, not to work with government, not to respect the designated mourning venue, not for government to participate in the funeral proceedings, including to state this morning that President Hakainde Hichilema should not attend the funeral of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu. We find these statements highly misplaced and misrepresenting the true Zambian way of handling grievances, particularly in moments like this when we have national mourning. We want to encourage local and international media not to take a number of what the leaders in the Patriotic Front are saying to be the position of the people of Zambia. We do have a tradition, however, in our country that during mourning, do not listen to the insults or statements being made by one who is mourning their parents. But clearly, at this stage, given that we are dealing with elderly people, we expect them to have a nice discrimination of drawing the red line to know that this we can say, this we cannot say. We cannot, therefore, entertain a situation where statements are made in order to promote anarchy in the nation. We want, therefore, to call upon all citizens to remain calm and give former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu a befitting, dignified send-off. On the part of government, we will continue engaging and working with the family to ensure that the right things are done that the family may be happy with, while maintaining that government procedures and protocols to do with handling of a former president are followed to the latter, because this is what we have agreed to do for ourselves as a people. We will, therefore, as government, be communicating further actions to be taken by government and or with the family and the nation at large through designated offices such as the Secretary to Cabinet, given that we are dealing with a former president, and therefore the office of the Secretary to Cabinet is the one that by law and by practice and precedent established handles all manner of correspondences relating to the proceedings of a funeral of such a nature. And because this matter also touches on international relations, given that former president passed on in a foreign country, the office of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs will also be giving us information as to where we stand in relation to the next steps to be taken. We also, as government, are concerned by statements made relating to poisoning, because not only are they capable and have tendency to destabilize the local peace and order of the country, but they have far-reaching implications on our already existing diplomatic relations with the Republic of South Africa. Additionally, South Africa has paid host to many citizens of this country in terms of health tourism, in terms of Zambians accessing specialized treatment. So to allege poisoning during the stay of the former president in those facilities is a deliberate or a careless utterance that could jeopardize the opportunity of other Zambians who may require medical attention and services in that country to be denied of them on the fear of being accused to be complicit and accomplice to a possible cause of death, as has been alleged. We call upon our colleagues in the Patriotic Front, therefore, to exercise their freedom of speech with restraint and responsibility and judiciously, knowing very well that what they say and do today has ramifications for tomorrow. We thank you, citizens, for remaining calm, and we look forward as government that the former president, Edgar Chagwa Lungu, will be given a befitting and dignified send-off that we have given to former presidents of this country. Let's keep the tradition of that respect. We are a Christian nation, and we ask God to guide all of us as citizens during these trying moments. Colleagues, do we have questions that have come through? Let me have the questions so that we can answer them quickly. Well, the first question we have received here is what happens to these PF that are misleading the international community, like Honorable Nakachinda? Well, for us as government, we think that for now, our priority, preoccupation, is to ensure that we do the right things. We do the right things to ensure that the government protocols of dignified send-off of a former president are respected, and ensure that whatever government does is done in line with the family, so that we are working together to ensure that we do things with consensus. Number two, what is the current position on the government to evacuate the remains of the late President Edgar Chagwa Lungu? I think this one I have answered it, that this matter will be communicated to the nation primarily through the Secretary to Treasury, and also because it is a matter bordering on international relations, the remains are in South Africa, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs should be able to give us such information, and attendantly, the Ministry of Information, which will, when they begin to give such information, will have been given express and full detail of such information, because that was cabinet resolution of the cabinet that sat, that was called and sat on Friday, 6th, June 2025, that to handle this funeral in a dignified manner, let us have fewer people being let out, point for information. Let's restrict it primarily to Secretary to Cabinet, and as far as the body remains in South Africa, to Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Information. And that is the reason you have not seen many statements, because we want to handle this funeral in a mature manner, because yes, there was political views divergent held before. We are now in a situation where we have to give a decent send-off to our fallen, president. 3, it was alleged by Mr. Nakachinda on the South African TV station that former President Edgar Lungu was poisoned by government in whose custody it was. What is your comment? I think we have responded to this particular issue and placed on record that this far we do not have any information as government pointing to the fact that this demise is as a result of a possible poisoning. All we know, and the family is at liberty to verify, is that the former president was undergoing a certain medical operation for which he could not make it through. That is what we know. And that there is now this allegation of poisoning is something that those who are alleging should be able to tell the nation, because he who alleges must prove. So we urge them to come out in the open and give detail of what they know, and not just make blanket statements and alarm the nation. But it is sad that at a moment like this, national mourning, I must be saying this, that unfortunately we are dealing with a leadership in the Patriotic Front which cannot be trusted, and they have opted to use this moment of sorrow as a political opportune moment to create political relevance and political mileage. This, we believe, should not have been the case. The family of the late president are grieving. The least we can do is turn his funeral into a political playground for name calling. We believe that that is extremely extremely unnecessary. Let me have another question there. Kindly confirm if all people will be allowed to attend the funeral. I thank you. Well, presently, there is no funeral we know in the Zambian setup where some people are excluded. Of course, we had Sean Tembo, one of the political members of the Tonse Alliance, who had a briefing, I should say, this morning and told the nation that President HH should not attend. Those are his personal views. There is no president anywhere in the world who can be precluded from attending a funeral. Other than that, I have not heard anybody else being told not to attend. Again, it must be had at the back of our mind that a funeral of the magnitude of a former president or a president is of international stature, because it is going to definitely attract international or global leaders, because former president had an alumni with these leaders when he served as president. So as they come into the country, there is an aspect of security that has to be considered by the state to ensure that we do not place the safety of our visitors in harm's way. Even when they come for SADC meetings or African Union meetings at Mulungushi Conference Center, not everyone goes there for the sake of the security of those high-profile dignitaries. So I wouldn't like myself to think that it will be open for all. Yes, in terms of the funeral, it will be open for all. But in terms of where the dignitaries will be, in terms of the funeral sitting arrangements and all, I think there will be places that will be restricted. But I think that it's his wish and the wish of the family that all citizens should be free to attend his funeral. The fact that we held divergent views did not make us enemies. We are one people under the banner, one Zambia, one nation. And for ease of remembrance, some of the leaders who are in the Patriotic Front, even those who are speaking loudest, like Honorable Given Lubinda, he was holding the position I'm holding as party spokesperson of the UPND. He was a UPND spokesperson, and he knows the philosophy of UPND to be a peaceful and caring party. So, just like him, just like the late President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, he was a member of the UPND. In fact, he was the chairman for legal for the UPND, and his first attempt in Chawama emanates out of the UPND. This shows that we are one people, and that is why we must continue to come together in trying moments like this one. We, therefore, who remember former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, if I may be allowed to speak in my capacity as a party spokesperson of the UPND, will remember him as having been one of the pioneers of the UPND, for being, I think, the first legal chairman for the UPND, and also for his value addition to the growth of democracy in the country when he handed over power to President HH in line with our tradition as one of the leaders of democracy on the continent of Africa, to which we are, proud as a people. I think that that is where I would want to come to an end. Unless there are colleagues in the media, there are further questions, we will be available as and when to respond to these issues, but to issues that touch on what next to be done, we will only communicate when we are in agreement with the family, because we respect the decisions of the family. Let the former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu be mourned peacefully. May God bless our great country, Zambia. I thank you.